Dear students, after the detailed discussion regarding the pH, one small or very important topic left, that is importance of pH in everyday life. So being basic in nature, antacids like magnesium hydroxide and sodium bicarbonate react with excess acid in the stomach and neutralizes it. So this is the importance of pH in our everyday life. Second, tooth decay starts when the pH of acid formed in mouth lowers below 5.5. So what happens? How does tooth decay starts? Listen it attentively. Suppose you eat carbohydrate and some small particles are left between the gap of the teeth, that starts fermentation, and from carbohydrate, due to fermentation, alcohol forms, and again alcohol on oxidation forms acetic acid, and acid corrodes enamel part of the teeth, which is known as tooth decay. So before sleeping at night, we must our teeth with brush or basic toothpaste, which will neutralize the formation of acetic acid in our mouth. Now, the third importance importance of pH in our everyday life is most of the plants grow best when the pH of soil is close to 7. Means before the cultivation, it is very important to test the pH of the soil. If the pH of the soil is 7, it will grow better or it will grow best, otherwise not. But due to excessive use of chemicals and fertilizers in the field, the pH of acidic soil can reach as low as 4, and that of uh, basic soil can go up to 8.3, which is harmful for the cultivation. Now, yes, the fourth point is the importance is that this is fourth point. Our body works well with a narrow pH range of 7.0 to 7.8. When the pH of rainwater is about 5.6, then it is called acid rain. So our stomach or the digestive system will work better in the presence of normal pH, that is 7.0 to 7.8. If it will increase, or sorry, it will decrease than 7.0, due to the formation of much hydrochloric acid in our stomach, then we take antacid tablets to cure from the problem of it. When now next, what is the 5 importance? This is the importance 5. When a honeybee stings a person, it injects formic acid which causes immense pain and irritation. So, when a wasp stings, it injects an alkaline liquid into the skin. Rubbing a mild acids like vinegar gives relief in this case. Remember. So, these are the importance of pH. If you will know what happens, what is the pH or what is the importance of pH, then you will be able to work according to that. So, let us see. Now, the sixth point is when a person touches the leaves of nettle plants accidentally. By the way, if you touch any nettle plants, the stinging hair, of nettle leaves injects methanoic acid, causing burning pain on skin. So, these are the importance of pH in our everyday life. Now, some compounds and their uses. So, everything I have finished everything regarding pH. Now, the another topic starts here. Now, we have to study the preparation of some compounds and their uses, and this is the last topic of this chapter. So, see here some important compounds and their uses. The first is common salt, that is NaCl. It is a raw material for various materials of daily use such as sodium chloride, baking soda, washing soda, chlorine gas, and many more etc. or the hydrogen also. So, preparation of NaCl in lab. In lab it is prepared by the reaction of sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. It is very common reaction, very common it is by the reaction of sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. See here, this is the equation. And preparation on large scale. On large scale, sodium chloride is prepared generally from seawater, because seawater contains much percentage of salt and some amount of magnesium chloride and calcium chloride also, from which the common salt is purified later on. First it is prepared impure common salt from the seawater, and black salt is the another form of seawater. Black salt is the another form of seawater, another form of common salt, another form of black salt is another form of common salt. It is impure form of common salt, which is obtained between two rocks when seawater gets dried deep under the earth due to high temperature and pressure. Note, the seawater contains about 2.7 to 2.9% NaCl, though MgCl is also present in the common salt, and due to the presence of magnesium chloride and calcium chloride, the salt or common salt which we eat, it becomes deliquescent, means it absorbs moisture and becomes moisturized, especially in rainy season. It is due to the presence of magnesium chloride. So, from magnesium chloride, common salt is purified by passing the hydrochloric acid into the solution of sodium chloride, the impure form of the sodium chloride. And what happens with this, you will learn in class 11. There is a topic common salt, and that in that case you will learn here, or you can understand. I can discuss something through Google Meet class also. So, but it is difficult to understand unless and until the knowledge of the common ion effect. So, in class 11 I will teach you about it. Uses of common chloride, very simple. Now, the with the help of common salt or sodium chloride, we are able to prepare sodium hydroxide and sodium bicarbonate, sodium carbonate, hydrogen gas, chlorine gas. These are the important compounds which are prepared from common salt. So, and we have to study about the preparation and usage also about these compounds. So, preparation of sodium hydroxide here, see here, first preparation of sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is manufactured by the electrolysis of saturated solution of sodium chloride, that is brine. A cold and concentrated solution of sodium chloride is known as brine. A cold and concentrated, not a dilute solution. A cold and also concentrated solution of sodium chloride is known as brine. Now, the cell which is used for the electrolysis of brine is called mercury cathode cell. The cell consists of a rectangular iron tank in which mercury flows along the bottom of the cell and is made cathode, which is made cathode. The brine solution flows in the same direction and the anode consists of a number of graphite blocks when electric current is passed through the cell. The following reactions take place at different electrodes. The following reactions take place at different electrodes. So, sodium chloride breaks into sodium plus ion and chloride ion. At anode, chloride ion loses electron, it comes in the form of chlorine atom. When two chlorine atom combines, it gives chlorine gas. At cathode, sodium ion takes one electron and it changes into sodium atom. And when sodium atom comes in contact with mercury, it forms sodium amalgam. This is sodium amalgam, which reacts with water to give, see here, it reacts with water to give sodium hydroxide, hydrogen gas, mercury. Thus, during electrolysis, hydrogen is evolved at cathode and chlorine is evolved at anode. So, in this process, we get four things: chlorine gas, hydrogen gas, and three things, and sodium hydroxide also. And this process is also known as chlor-alkali process. See here, chlor-alkali process, because chlorine is prepared here and alkali sodium hydroxide is prepared here. That's why it is known as chlor-alkali process. Now, usage of sodium hydroxide is very simple. With the help, the use of sodium chloride is in textile industries. Silk is prepared, artificial silk is prepared. In paper industry, it is utilized, and a number of chemicals are prepared from the sodium hydroxide. It is used in the extraction of aluminum from bauxite ore. Very, very important. In class 12 you will learn this thing, and in class 10 also, in the chapter metals and non-metals, you will learn about the extraction of aluminum, how it is helpful, sodium hydroxide helpful in the extraction of aluminum. I will teach you in the chapter metals and non-metal. It is used in the textile industries to mercerizing cotton fabrics. So, it is used in textile industries. So, this is about the sodium hydroxide. Now, so how sodium hydroxide is prepared? This is the diagram about that. From this side, sodium, a strong brine solution is passed into the electrolytic cell. This is cell. These are carbon graphite electrode and used as anode. See here, anode. And here is the sodium amalgam. So anything mixed, any metal mixed with mercury is known as amalgam. So zinc amalgam, sodium amalgam. When sodium is mixed with mercury, it is known as sodium amalgam. When zinc is mixed with mercury, it is known as zinc amalgam. When copper is mixed with mercury, it is known as copper amalgam. So sodium in the form of amalgam, it is very reactive and it reacts with water to give sodium hydroxide. That's why this is the use of here mercury. And spent brine comes out from here, comes out from this way. And this is the moving mercury cathode. So this is about the diagram of the preparation of the sodium hydroxide. Now, there are some interesting questions regarding the concept of the acid, base and chapter and pH. An aqueous solution of acid conducts electricity while that of glucose does not conduct electricity. Explain it. You have to think and you will write. If you will be unable to answer this question, I will explain it in Google Meet class. Now, next question. Sodium carbonate is a salt, but its aqueous solution changes red litmus paper into blue. Explain it. It is a salt, but when red litmus paper is dipped into the solution of this sodium carbonate, it turns into blue. Why is it so? So you have to answer, think upon it or consult with the book. Now, the third question is, reasoning question is that when a dry blue litmus paper, is put into a jar of CO2, its color does not change, while in case of wet blue litmus paper, its color changes to red. Explain it. Listen it again. When a dry blue litmus paper is put into a jar of CO2, its color does not change, while in case of wet blue litmus paper, its color changes to red. Why? So explain it. So this is these are the reasoning questions. Just do it, and I will send the material, text material, in your WhatsApp through PDF, in the form of PDF. First you will write in your notebook and then you will see the video. I think that you will understand it sure. Thank you.